We are here at Jayco Newcastle in Heatherbrae for the big Caravan Expo that is happening this weekend. Make sure you get here. If you're not here today, tomorrow, it wraps up tomorrow afternoon. I'm here with Tim Papworth, the sales manager here at Jayco Newcastle. We're going to talk about towing capacities and weights of vans and those letters that you hear about, and I don't know what they are. GVMs, ATMs. Now that's where you get your money out. Tim, talk to me about weights. What sort of things do we need to know when we're going to tow a caravan?
Thanks, Blanchy. So the most important 3 or 4 weights you need to know are number 1, your tear weight. So your tear weight is the van and what it weighs out of the factory dry. So no water, no gas on board, with all the extras included, with no food, nothing in it. The next weight is your GTM. Now, your GTM you don't hear about a lot. It's a bit of a nothing weight. It's the weight on the axles, excluding the ball weight. It's a little bit complicated, so we tend to overlook it and we jump straight to the ATM. So the ATM is the aggregate trailer mass. Now, that is the most the van can weigh on the road, including your ball weight. You cannot exceed that amount. Now, your ball weight is the amount of force going down onto the ball, onto the back of the car, I guess, through your ball. Now that will also have a maximum, but that's more dictated by your tow vehicle.
Okay, so speaking of tow vehicles, so I've got a Ford Ranger, for instance, and my tow capacity is 3.5 tonne. Now I've got a 19-foot Jayco Silverline, so what am I looking at weight-wise there, and what sort of room have I got to move to be able to carry full tanks, carry gas bottles, and things like kids' push bikes and things like that?
So I'm lucky enough to know your van, and I do know you've got about 600 kilos of payload in it. So from dry, you can put 600 kilos in. You've got 2 water tanks at 82 litres, you've got 164, plus whatever you want to put in. I know you carry a lot of beer, so most of it's in cases, but you've got a fair bit. A lot of caravans work around 400 to 475. With your car, you've got 3.5 tonne, but there's a catch with a lot of modern day utes in that if you load your car up to its GVM, so the most it can weigh on the road, taking into account that your ball weight goes onto the car and comes out of that GVM of the car.
So that's one that we don't think about all the time, because that's an addition, right?
You do. You've got to transfer your ball weight onto the car. Doesn't become part of the van, it goes onto your car. It will reduce your towing capacity. So Rangers, Colorados, Hiluxes, all your modern utes, they all do it. You end up with about 3 tonne towing capacity.
Okay.
Now, if you were the only person sitting in your car, you can tow 3.5 tonne and you can have 350 kilos on the ball. You just got to be careful what you put in your car and how heavy your ball is, so you make sure you're not going over the GVM in your vehicle.
So what's the best way to find out all of these numbers? I mean, they come with your compliance plates on your caravans, and then it's just a little bit about doing some maths between what your car weighs and tows and how many people. Because you've got to think, we weigh something as well, and you're right. So we're going into a car, there's 100 kilos for me, give or take. I'm under 100 at the moment, but who knows what happens tomorrow. Those sausage sandwiches are great. So you've got to take all of those different things into account. Fuel loads, and when it comes to towing with weight, am I better to save some weight on towing to be able to tow with full tanks, or am I better off emptying tanks to give myself a little bit of extra tow weight?
It really depends on where you're going and what you're doing. So yes, if you needed the weight or you've got a restricted capacity in your car, empty the tanks and fill them up where you're going. If that can't be avoided, you need to make sure that you are under. I guess going back to ATMs and GVMs and GTMs and GCMs, you've got to ensure that on your car you're not going over your GCM. So you can take a van like that. Van like that weighs just over 3 tonne. In your car, in a Ranger, with your car fully loaded, you're going to be over your towing capacity. You're going to be illegal. So the best place to get all your figures are off the compliance plate of the caravan. I use car sales. jayco.com.au as my reference for the car, because it has the most accurate, up-to-date figures on tow capacities. If you're getting close to that mark and you're doing the maths, by all means, give us a call at Jayco Newcastle, because we are experts at it, and we can figure it out with you.
Perfect.
All right, so that hopefully explains a little bit about ATMs, GVMs, GCMs, and all the other acronyms. If you've got any questions, as always, call Tim here at Jayco Newcastle, and we'll see you here over the weekend.